morning. We'll start our meeting at 9:07. And may I have a roll call? And I think why don't I, Shelley, just take over that roll call job? I'm present. Natalie Katz. Trustee you.
Present.
Trustee Abdoli. Did she raise her hand?
Allowed to talk. Ellie, can you hear us now? She's got, let me allow both of them. Ellie? She's on two different things, and I don't know which one she raised her hand.
She did raise her hand.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
that's nice. Yes, all right. Then
Perfect. Hi, guys.
she is so great. And she's raised her hand. Wonderful. Now,
And trustee
and trustee Nakatani is not here today. No, she's absent. All right, may I have an approval, a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And Ellie, did we hear her?
Yes. Is it easier if I just raise my hand for these items?
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll look for that. All right, and now we go to public comment on any agenda item. And I think, we do have one comment. Julie, would you like to do your comment now or when we actually have the agenda item?
Anytime is great. It's very good.
Okay, why don't we have you come up and you'll have your 3 minutes for public comment on MVTA contract. Thank you.
Everybody, good morning. Thanks for having me today. I'm so excited to be here in my new role as co-president. Erin's already away for vacation and I'm just super happy to be here. I just wanted to take the time again. Our members really wanted us to express how incredibly grateful we are to you guys, the board, our community is amazing community for your support in reaching a great agreement with MVTA members. We're all very pleased to be heading into the summer with an agreement that's going to provide the very best for our students, which is really what we care about. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Julie. All right. Okay, so now we'll move right into D, personnel number 1 is declaration of need for fully qualified educators. Dr. Berman, thank you.
Great. So this is an annual approval that we ask for. It is required for the district to have these projected. And if we need to update it and add more, we will. It is based on our final master schedule that we put together and any final hiring that happens over the summer. So we will continue to look for highly qualified teachers. If we need to create a permit for anyone, this would allow us to do so, as we and all California schools are required to do.
All right, so you seek an approval of the declaration of need for fully qualified educators.
Correct.
May I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. And
Raise
Ellie
hand.
raised her hand. Opposed? All right, thank you. Next, we have AB 1200 CSCA, Dr. Michelle Rollins. Thank you.
Great. So prior to the approval of any salary increase or compensation increase, it is a requirement to provide public disclosure documents related to the collective bargaining agreement. These have been reviewed by the Marin County Office of Education, and there is a education code as well as a government code requirement that there is certification required by the superintendent as well as the CBO that outlines the cost of the settlement agreement. This settlement agreement is for the California School Employees Association, Chapter 360, CSCA. They had a Me Too clause that the board had previously approved at a prior board meeting. There are 2 documents attached, and so this will provide an additional 2%. An 8% increase was already approved and is included in the preliminary budget for 23-24. So these disclosure documents show the additional 2%. For the annual, for the fiscal year 23-24. So this is a required approval prior to the tentative agreement.
Do we have any move to approve?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Ellie's also an aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll move on to AB 1200, the Valley Teachers Association. Dr. Rollins, thank you. You missed one. Oh, I'm sorry. Memorandum, okay, we did AB 1200 memorandum of understanding. So we'll do that first. Mill Valley School District and CSE. Thank you, Dr. Rollins.
Great.
Thank you, Anna.
So, attached to the agenda packet, there is a Me Too memorandum of understanding. And it is signed by Sandy Agajan, the CSEA president,
Mhm.
as well as Dr. Berman and Daniel Jimenez, who is a CSEA labor representative who also sat at the CSEA negotiations table. And so again, this will conclude the 23-24 fiscal year collective bargaining agreement for CSEA.
Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding? All in favor? Aye.
Ellie raised her hand.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Thank you. So now we will go to item 4, AB 1200, Mill Valley Teachers Association. Dr. Rollins.
Great. So with this document, we're pleased to present the disclosure documents for the Mill Valley Teachers Association. And it is disclosed in the document. This is a 2-year agreement for 23-24, as well as 24-25, which provides a salary increase as well as 100% employee paid benefits for employee and employee plus one, and a 50-50 share for the premium increases for health and welfare benefits. This is a 2-year agreement, and you will see the disclosure documents in advance of the tentative agreement. And this is a requirement in terms of certification prior to the tentative agreement, and submission has been provided to the Marin County Office of Education.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments? Do I have a motion to approve? All right.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Ellie? Opposed? Okay. Onward to number 5, the tentative agreement between Mill Valley School District and Mill Valley Teachers Association. Thank you, Dr. Rollins.
Great. There are 8 documents attached to the board agenda, and you can see that the articles that are being provided today are Article 10, Article 18, and Article 21. Article 21 provides the increase of 10% for the upcoming budget year. So this is not included in the preliminary budget, nor in the multi-year projections for 24-25, which provides a 4% salary increase. The benefit increases are also not included in the preliminary budget or multi-year projections. And that was an 8.1% increase from the current year premiums, which equated to approximately a 1% increase in terms of additional total compensation. There is an MOU included in there for transitional kindergarten as well as kindergarten, and there is an MOU, a separate MOU for staff meetings as well. In addition, you'll see that for the matrix of the health and welfare benefits, there's a separate chart and matrix provided. Again, providing 100% coverage for employee and employee plus one. And in this case, the 50-50 premium for both years for 23-24 and 24-25. So with that, we are asking for approval of the tentative agreement with the Mill Valley Teachers Association and the Mill Valley School District.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Right, Ellie's also, and opposed. All right, that passes. Thank you very much. Now we are on to board operations, and Kate Sprague will introduce the California School Dashboard Local Indicators. Thank you.
Morning. Okay, so the State Board of Education approved the local indicators for some priority areas identified in the local control funding formula statute, which are based on information that a local educational agency collects locally. If you go to the next slide, please. Here are the local indicators, I'll read it for you, are basic conditions of learning, implementation of state academic standards, parent and family engagement, school climate as measured by a local climate survey, access to a broad course of study, outcomes in a broad course of study, coordination of services for expelled youth, and coordination of services for foster youth. Those last two are reported by county offices only. Local indicator data is included in the LCAP and is updated annually. And so we collect that in specific ways. And the following slides indicate where in the LCAP that local indicator data is captured. Next slide, please. So here are the state indicators. The ones on the left, the state indicators are the things that the state gathers specific data for and reports to the dashboard. And then on the right are the local indicators where we collect data that we also report to the state to report on the dashboard. And on the bottom is that rating scale that the dashboard used this year, as opposed to the little speedometers with colors. It was all purple this year. Next slide, please. So for basic conditions of learning, these are reflected in LCAP goals 1, 2, and 4, and we have 3 ways that we assess that. For local indicator 2, implementation of state academic standards, that's reflected in LCAP goals 1 and 2, and we have 3 ways that we capture that data. For local indicator 3, parent and family engagement, that is captured in LCAP goals 1 and 3, and we have 3 ways that is measured as well. Then the next slide, please. For school climate, we collect that is reflected in LCAP goals 1 and 3 and collected in several different ways. And for 7, access to a broad course of study, that is reflected in LCAP goals 1 and 2 and collected in several ways also. So this agenda item is for information prior to the LCAP and budget approval.
Do we have any questions or comments? All right, so this item was just presentation and discussion only. And so can you just help remind us, when will these be up on the website?
We provide them to the state in the fall, and
Yes.
typically the dashboard is then released. This year it was not released until the winter.
Right,
So we looked at these more closely in the fall,
okay,
but the state has adjusted that we had asked that we bring this information to you along with the LCAP this year. So it's
I
a slight change in when you're hearing about it,
exactly,
but not what we're doing with it yet. That will be presented in the fall.
in the fall,
Mhm.
okay, very good, thank you.
Yep.
Kate. All right. All right, moving on to board operations. B2 is approval of the LCAP and approval of the budget. Which will we do first?
The LCAP first.
All
please.
right, thank you, Dr. Berman.
And so this was presented starting in May for
Mm-hmm.
discussion, public hearings held on this matter, and we're asking for final approval at this time. There will be review by MCOE, and typically there are updates that come forward yet again. So today, though, we ask for your approval following the dashboard indicators that we just presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the LCAP?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. All right. Trustee Abdulli's with us and opposed. Thank you. Okay, now on to the budget.
Right, so similar to the LCAP presentations, the budget was presented, information was presented on May 10th, May 24th, June 7th, and June 15th. So as a result of the LCAP and the indicators being provided to the board this morning, we are asking for the final approval of the budget for 23-24, keeping in mind that we will be bringing forward a budget revision to the board in the near future that will include MBTA, CSCA, and unrepresented staff for the additional salary increases that have been approved today and will be approved forthcoming. So with that, we are asking for approval of the 23-24 budget.
May I have a motion to approve?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Trustee Abdulli's with us and opposed. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And now we go to facilities. Thank you. Pete.
Thank you.
And Aurora will come on up. Agreement for state funding consultants with Hancock Park and DeLong Inc.
Yes, thank you. And so this is a follow-up to our previous meeting where we approved the agreement for Hancock Park and DeLong. And so they're going to be working on submitting an application for us for state funding. And so today, we're requesting for approval with the agreement with the added language that to use Fund 40 for the agreement. And then once we issue our first series of bonds and receive the money from the bonds, that we would then use bond money to pay back the Fund 40 fund. So we're requesting for approval of the agreement with the new language added in.
Do you have any questions or discussion at this time? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve this agreement. All in favor? Aye. Trustee Abdullah, opposed? No, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. All right, and I think that ends our meeting for today, and we will adjourn at 9:20.